All right, everybody, welcome back to Endurance Sports University, Triathlon Study Hall, episode number 11. Let's get rolling. All right, those of you that don't know me, my name is Ryan Reel. I'm a USAT Level 2 coach, youth and junior certified coach. I have a master's degree in exercise physiology biomechanics, second master's degree in organic and biological chemistry. I'm a USA Triathlon high performance team head coach and team director. Been doing that since 2011. Used to be over with Training Bible Coaching, was one of their few elite coaches from 2013 to 15 before I left to do my own thing, founded Endurance Sports University, which is what we are checking out right now. All right, so what is Endurance Sports University? International leader in triathlon education and coaching resources and services for athletes, self-coached athletes, and other coaches who are wanting to become better coaches, increase their skill set, or become better at the business of coaching. All right, membership program real fast for you guys. 4-week commitment, 28-day notice to quit. Normal cost $49.99 every 4 weeks. If you want a 2-week trial, absolutely free, no strings attached. Type in the code MPRO-2-weeks. You got your 2-week trial. All you got to do if you want to keep going, just keep going. It'll automatically charge your card. If you want to stop, just let me know at any point in those first 14 days. I'll turn off the auto pay. You have no issues. So give it a shot. This coaching call is one of the main features of the membership program. Also comes with, your choice of a training program, 4 weeks at a time. Comes with access to the Facebook group and all kinds of other great things. So if you guys have any questions about that, shoot me an email or check out the details at endurancesportsuniversity.com/membership-program. All right, real quick special we got going on this month. Anyone who signs up or registers for either the 6-month or the 12-month option with the membership program, you are entered automatically in to win a Garmin 920 XT. 6 months gets you 1 entry, 12-month option gets you 2 entries. We're drawing on October 1st. So if that has any interest to you, check it out. Try your free 2 weeks and then get rolling for it. All right, so the agenda this evening, short presentation. We're going to cover the 18 things not to do while swimming. This is talking about while training. And then we'll get into the question and answer session. So with that being said, if nobody has any questions, which it seems we have no issues, let's go ahead and get rolling. Okay, so this list, things to not do while training in a pool or open water. The list was originally created by a swim coach I know named Jerry Rodriguez. He's up in Santa Monica, California, one of the top triathlon open water swim coaches in the world. So this is his list. I'm just going to go through it, put my thoughts on it, and kind of make sure I share this information with you guys and you see it. The place I got it was this URL right here, tower26.com. If you go to blog, you'll see it. Don't do these things in triathlon swimming. So, all right, let's get through the 18 things. First thing, you do not want to train at one speed only. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see with athletes, especially ones that are coaching themselves. They simply think, all right, I just need to get in. I just need to swim. I'm just going to build my aerobic base. I'm just going to keep swimming. I don't need any speed work. I'm doing an Ironman. That is the fastest way to not maximize your training time. That is the fastest way to plateau. And that is the fastest way to not get faster. You have to swim at different speeds. The great thing about swim workouts, you can hit every single energy system in every single session and not have an issue. You have to mix up the speed. There has to be fast. There has to be slow. There has to be race pace. There has to be super fast. All of that in every single session. So don't train at one speed only. Number 2, do not swim straight workouts. Right? And one of the second biggest mistakes I see from people who are self-coached or brand new to this or whatever it may be. They look at, let's say, a half Ironman. And they're like, all right, I got to swim 2,100 meters. 1,900 meters. I got to swim the 1,900 meters. I'm just going to swim that straight. I'm going to go back and forth in this pool till I've got 1,900 meters. That's a really great way to get a very low quality workout. All right, so let me ask you a question. If quality is what we're aiming at, which should be every athlete's goal, you want to have a high quality session, would you rather swim, let's say it's a 2,000, would you rather swim 2,000 straight, or would it be a higher quality session to swim 20 times 100 with, let's say, a 5-second rest, right? Because I'll tell you what, the 5-second rest after the hundreds, not going to have an impact on your endurance. It's just not going to. So you tell me, if you swam 2,000 straight, what would be your average pace per 100? right? You would expect to see somewhere in the middle that pace is going to drop once we get to the last few hundred yards left or meters left. We know we're going to pick it up. But if you're swimming 20 times 100 with a 5-second rest interval and you're trying to swim at race pace or threshold or whatever it may be, what's going to be a higher quality workout? What I would tell you from my experiences in 10 years of doing this, if you swim a straight, long, boring time trial, not only are you going to be bored and falling asleep like that young lady on the kickboard, because God knows swimming a 2,000 is kind of boring unless you're racing against somebody, or 20 times 100 with a 5-second rest interval. I'm going to tell you the 20 times 100 is going to get you better results. All right, so there, do not swim straight workouts. All right, number 3, do not only swim in the open water. All right, open water is great. You have to have experience swimming in the open water. You have to be comfortable with that if you're going to do a triathlon or an open water swimming event that's in open water. But guess what? Swimming open water versus swimming in the pool are two very different things. Two very, very different things. That is the main objection that most swim coaches that really understand what they're talking about have with total immersions. It is a pool-based swim technique. And the majority of swim coaches understand how to teach an athlete the basics of swimming in a pool. If you're only doing a triathlon in a pool, you're golden. Keep it up. If you're going to get into the open water, you're kind of screwed if you don't learn how to swim in the open water. You have to have a mixture. In the pool, we can do specific distances. We can do specific sets. We can do specific speed, specific rest intervals, etc., etc. It's a great opportunity to work on technique. Not so much in the open water, right? There aren't lane lines, there aren't walls, there aren't known distances. It becomes more difficult. You have to have a mixture. You have to swim in the pool and in open water. So there's number 3. Number 4, do not swim long, nonstop open water sessions only. All right, so this is the equivalent of, oh, I'm just going to get in the open water and I'm just going to swim for 40 minutes. All right, you can do that. That's great. That kind of fits into the same thing that we had with number 2. Don't do long, boring swim sets in the pool. All right, so there's nothing wrong with getting some longer stuff in, getting some 500s. Anything more than about a 500, I really kind of think you're starting to lose the quality unless there's a very, very specific purpose. All right, so when we start doing very long, non-stop swims, open water here for number 4 or the pool swim for number 2, the quality of the workout's going to go down. Quality of the workout's going to go down. All right, number 5, do not have your main swim set or sets equal less than 50% of your workout time. All right, so one thing that swim coaches who just don't have the very solid, in-depth knowledge of triathlon and open water swimming are all about what? Swim drills. Let's do drills, do drills, do drills, do drills. You got to do more drills. You got to become more better. You got to become more efficient. Your technique needs to be better. Do more drills, do more drills, do more drills. How many drills are you doing in the open water? Probably none. How many drills are you doing on race day? None. All right, so there's a fine line between I need to have decent technique. Got to have some decent biomechanics too. I'm spinning my wheel, spending a tremendous amount of time doing drills in a pool. Drills are important, don't get me wrong, but there is a limit. There is a very, very well-defined limit of drills are not really helping you, and each athlete needs to figure out where that's at. So what does this mean more specifically? High quality workouts, that's what we're aiming for, especially if you're not swimming 5, 6, 7 times a week. Right? So if you're the guy or the gal swimming 2, 3 times a week, you darn well better be aiming at high quality, or else you are going to have a very slow swim. The end. Unless you are a magically gifted athlete, your swim time's not going to be where you're wanting them, or not going to be as fast as they should be. All right. So the main set, don't have your main set be less than 50%. So does that mean 50% or more needs to be the main set? That means the warm-up, the cool-down, drill sets, or anything else need to be less than 50% at a bare minimum. All right, there's number 5. Number 6, do not vary your workout composition. Now this one, again, strange wording here. So do not, which is a double negative, which means vary your workout composition. How about that for any English majors out there? I got that right with the double negative, I believe. All right, so here's the deal. Your workout compositions, meaning what's our warm-up, what's a drill set, what's a pull set, what's a kick set, what's a speed set, what's an aerobic endurance set, what's a muscular endurance set, and what's a cool down? that needs to vary. If you do the same workout or a variation of the same workout every single time, again, quality sucks. Right? You will reach a plateau. Think of it this way. Hey, here's the only running that you ever need to do for an Ironman. Just go run for an hour, 5 times a week. You're good. Right? Is that going to work for anybody? Anyone who's done an Ironman before, does that work for you? Nope, it does not. Right? The training in the pool has to vary, just like the training on the bike or the training on the run. Right? So there's number 6. Number 7, do not follow what Andy Potts does or what any other faster swimmer or triathlete does. None of you on this call, let me do a real quick check to make sure that we don't have anybody that I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, none of you are swimming at the level of Andy Potts. Now, there are 2 of you I don't know, but I'm 99% sure that you're not dropping a 44-minute swim in an Ironman. All right, so here's the deal. What these guys and gals do, what legitimately elite caliber athletes do, whether they're swimmers or triathletes, normal people are not capable of doing, short of using a tremendous amount of illegal drugs, which will get you kicked right out of the sport incredibly quickly. You cannot handle the training load that Andy Potts does. You cannot handle the training load that Miranda Carfrey does. There is a reason that they are at the top of the sport. They are physically gifted. They can handle that training. You cannot. Your training needs to be specific to you as an athlete. If it's not, you're either going to be broken and or burnt out, or you're just going to be severely underdone and you're going to swim a really slow swim lake. All right, so your swim workouts, don't look at what Andy Potts is doing. Oh man, check out this 4,500-yard workout he's doing. This is awesome. Yep, you're going to get about 1 or 2 days into that, and you're going to be like, yeah, I can't really raise my arms above my shoulders type of thing. All right, so your sessions need to be designed for you, not for an elite caliber athlete. Number 8, do not follow the instructions from Michael Phelps' coach. Do not follow the instructions from a professional triathlete's coach. Do not follow the instructions from Usain Bolt's coach when they're writing a program for those athletes. Right? So that's number 8. Number 7, pretty similar. Right? Difference being, if Andy Potts writes an article in Lava magazine and says, hey, check out this. This is how I swim. You guys should all do this. Take it with a grain of salt. If that's what he's doing, chances are that's way more than you need. Right? It's way more than you can handle. Number 8 right here, do not follow the instructions or an article that's written by Michael Phelps' coach, or that's written by Usain Bolt's coach, or something like that is put out into the mass media. These pieces of advice, or what they are having their elite caliber athletes do, again, I am 99.9% sure nobody on this call, or very few people that will ever watch this, are at that level of an athlete. They're that genetically gifted. So you need to find a coach or a training program that is going to get to know you as an athlete. They're going to understand what your strengths and weaknesses are, and they're going to put together a program for you based off of that. So there's number 8. Number 9, do not wait until 3 to 4 weeks before your race to decide, I probably ought to get in the pool. Right? You're going to end up like this young man who's right here. This is a pretty funny meme I saw yesterday on Twitter, right? So when you don't study for the test, but you go write it anyways and hope for the best, right? So if you look here, if we try to say a swimming analogy, all these dudes are trained to swim. They're ready to show up to Ironman. Then you got this guy, right? He waited till 3 to 4 weeks before the race to start swimming, right? Swimming is the most neuromechanically driven sport in triathlon of the 3 disciplines. You either swim and you swim frequently, and you will become good and you will maintain that. Or you swim 1, 2, 3 times a week and you're going to get through the swim leg. All right, so there's number 9. Number 10, do not eliminate the warm-ups or have very, very short ones. All right, and this is even more true for athletes once they hit 50. And here's the deal. You either get warmed up appropriately or you do not. This applies to cycling and this applies to running also. I'm willing to bet you that every single person on this call, and I know that I've done this and experienced this, has gone to, let's say, either a bike or a run workout, and let's say it's some pretty serious intervals, right? So some intervals on the bike or something on the track that's going to be pretty doggone hard, right? we have our warm up and we're like, this 30-minute warm up just seems kind of stupid. I'm just going to jog for 10 minutes and I'll be ready to go, or I'll spin on my bike for 10 minutes. Then you get into that first set of intervals, that first one, you put it out and you're like, all right, that wasn't too bad. You do the second one and it's a little worse than the first one. You do the third one and it's somewhere around the first two. Then you do the fourth one and you really hit it hard. You're like, oh, holy cow, number 4, 5, and 6 killed it. Number 1, 2, and 3, those sucked. It's not because you suck, it's because your warm-up sucked. If you're not fully warmed up, if the neuromechanical and neural activation isn't taking place, you're not going to have a good quality session. If the muscle that you're needing to activate and get warmed up has not been activated and warmed up, you're not going to have as high quality of a session. Same thing in the pool. All right, hey, do 100, 200 to warm up, and then we're going to do this killer speed session in the pool. That's a great way to get hurt. Great way to get hurt. It's also a great way to have a lower quality workout. So there's number 10. Number 11, do not forget to incorporate fast swimming in every single workout. Every single swim session, you had doggone better well be doing something that involves speed. Those of you that are working with Endurance Sports University, regardless of the coach that you have all probably seen the swim recovery workout that's 1,500 yards. It's a 500 easy loosen. And then it goes 6 times 50, or 8 times 50, fast. 500 easy pool, 100 easy warm down. Right? That's a recovery workout. Why is there speed built into it? Because if you don't have speed, if you don't swim fast for at least some portion of every single workout you do, you will not swim faster. All right? Super simple. Number 12, Roberta, this one might be for you. Do not wear your fins in the main set. That being said, there are a few people on the call that I have spoken with and have worked with for quite a while. You've been given the green light on some of the swim set stuff, right? And there are very specific reasons for that. And that is its own unique scenario. So Roberta, keep using your fins, not an issue. All right. Everybody else out there, if you feel you should be using fins, you need to talk to your coach. You need to hire a coach, someone who knows what they're doing, and they can look at your situation and see, is this a beneficial thing or a detrimental thing, you swimming in fins with the main set? And there's number 12. Number 13, do not always use a pull buoy. All right, so there are, again, a couple of you on the call that have been told use the pull buoy whenever you want. Again, very specific reasons that are very specific to that athlete. In general, you do not want to swim with a pull buoy all the time. If you are used to having your hips and lower body artificially raised in the water, which is what the pull buoy does, and then you get out and swim without it and your butt and your feet drop down, are you helping yourself on race day? No, you're not. All right, so do not always swim with the pull buoy. Number 14, don't be that person. Do not wear the biggest, most gigantic hand paddles that you can find. Chances are they're too big, right? And even professional triathletes, if they're too big, you guys just simply don't have the upper body strength to really drive those paddles in the correct direction with the proper speed and with the proper amount of force. What you're going to end up doing is overloading your shoulders, and you're going to create some major swimming issues, which is going to make triathlon incredibly not fun for you. And the goal, everybody's goal in triathlon, train, race, have fun, repeat. Very simple. If you're going to go out of your way to do something that's going to break you, you're not going to be training. You probably aren't going to be racing. And unless you really enjoy being injured, remember, there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. If you enjoy being injured, triathlon is a great sport for you because there's a lot of opportunities to injure yourself. Right? So if you are going to wear paddles, you probably ought to start off with the small ones. And for the most part, what I tell all of my athletes that I work with, and I'm pretty sure that all the Endurance Sports University coaches are delivering this same message, you need to talk with me before you use paddles. I need to see what your swim stroke looks like before you use paddles, whether that is in person or whether that's taking advantage of video technology. I need to see, or we need to see, what does your swim stroke look like? Because if your swim stroke can't support it, you're going to break yourself. All right, there's number 14. Number 15, This is a tough one for some people. Do not run or ride before key swim workouts. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit to explain this because there, quite frankly, are some situations where athletes just simply have to do back-to-back workouts. And if there is a big, massive key swim workout, which your coach should let you know what that is, or you should have a discussion so you understand what a key workout is, get the swim workout in first. The higher level of a triathlete you are, the faster you're going, the bigger your goals are. If your goal is to end up on the podium to win a race, to qualify for a world or national championship, you will have key swim workouts. All right, and you need to talk with your coach, see what they are, and make sure that you're getting the key swim workout in before the ride or the run. All right, there's 15. Number 16, do not think that building your engine is the only thing that will make you faster or will improve you. All right, building the engine is one part of this, but we also need to build the gas tank. Right, so here's some terminology that I'm going to go with right here for this. We have the size of the engine, we have the size of the gas tank. Right, the gas tank, anyone who's ever driven more than 2 hours, 3 hours, knows that the bigger your gas tank is, the further you can drive the car before you got to refill the gas tank. Same thing in athletics. The bigger your gas tank is, or the more endurance you have, the longer you can go. Right, so endurance is good. Swimming 2.4 miles without having to stop, that's an essential thing to do in an Ironman, right? Even in an Ironman, you can stop if you need to, grab a buoy, grab a raft, a kayak, whatever it is, right? But that's one part of the equation. The size of the engine, right? If I take an engine from a golf cart and I compare that to the engine that we're looking at right now, which I think is a 450 horsepower engine, at least that's what Google said it is, which one's going to go faster? The bigger engine, right? So you have to build the size of the engine, meaning more powerful, meaning faster, right? That's the speed work, but you also have to build the size of the gas tank, and that's the aerobic endurance. That's the muscular endurance. It takes both sides of the house. All right, number 17, do not think that more swimming is always better, right? Then you kind of end up with this big, gigantic Swiss knife-looking thing that I don't even really know what part of that is, but it looks pretty cool. I think I want one of those. More is not always better. More is definitely not always better. You need the minimal dose applied to you as an athlete that will make the physiological adaptations you're wanting to happen. Right? You find a coach that understands how to use science and understands how to use the technology. They can tell very clearly how much training load are we putting on somebody? How much training stress score? What is the training stress score? How much training stress are we putting on an athlete in a given session? What is their level of fatigue? What is it doing to their level of fitness? How fresh are they? Right? Every coach here at ESU, they understand that. That is something that they have to understand before I'm going to hire them. So understanding training stress, understanding how to apply that appropriately, and then understanding how to measure it. More is not better. You can pound yourself into the ground or into the bottom of the pool. Is it going to make you faster? There will become a point at which it does not. All right, so there's 17. Number 18, the last one, do not train hard every single day. All right, so that means we do not, as triathletes, especially as age group triathletes, we do not need to do a 5, 6, 7,000 meter session every single day. Quite frankly, unless you're aiming at becoming a professional or qualifying for a world championship event, you can probably get away with swimming 3 or 4 times a week, maybe 5. If your goals are, I want to be a professional, I want to qualify for a world championship, you better be in the pool 5 times a week at least. At least 5 times a week. Right? So when it comes to don't train hard every single day, what does that mean? That means there are days where you need an off day in the pool. There are days when you need a very short, very easy workout in the pool. It has to be mixed up. All right, so those are your 18 things to not do in swim training. All right, so quick reminder, 6-month or 12-month option for the membership program gets you entered into a drawing to win one of those guys right there. Or if you have a 920, we can find another Garmin device that is of a similar value. And the next Triathlon Study Hall call next Tuesday, September 22nd. Same time, same station, same registration URL. Give me till tomorrow to get that updated, please. And anybody who wants to try the membership program, it is endurancesportsuniversity.com/membership-program. Use the discount code MPRO-2-weeks. Get your 2 free week trial, no obligation. It's going to be some good stuff.